Hello everybody, if you're watching this on YouTube, this was a live broadcast on ustream.tv. I have a live chat. I'll be talking to my friends in the box. If you'd like to join us sometime, go to ustream.tv, search for Inky Obsessions and click follow, and you should get notifications when I go live. Anyway, good morning, guy Jamie. Hello. Hey, Beagle Mom. Vala Catlaz. I don't know who you are, but welcome. That's a new name for me. Glad you could join us. Hey, Carol. How's everybody doing? I may have to run away and come back at different times to check on Babe. She's doing better, although she's certainly not out of the woods. The emergency part is subsided, I believe, so that's great. Hey, Jen. Welcome, Val. So she's upstairs right now. She's not under my table, so hey, Lynn. I have more have to do stuff today, but I wanted to show you a couple things, and I might play with some clay molds. But I need to get going on Chelsea's. I'll give her a hug from you, Gayla. Thank you. I forgot what I was saying. I got to get moving on Chelsea's shower invites. I leave tomorrow morning for 3 days for work. So, hey, Tam. So I'll be gone for 3 days and losing some more time there. Was supposed to get these out the first week of October. Getting it pretty close, actually, and I have almost 90 to send out. So, oh, I got poo-pooed for doing this on a comment on my YouTube channel. It's very distracting. Why do you even put videos out there? This is for you, lady! Oh, God bless him. Oh, and I got another one that said, you really should not be chewing gum when you're doing a video. Please stop. Sorry. I don't know when the last time is I chewed gum. I don't know, a year ago? I don't chew it on stream. God knows. Bless her heart. I don't know what she was hearing. But that's for you. So, hey, Tessa. Thank you. We'll take all those prayers for our little babe. Yeah, so, been pretty stressed to the max lately with schedules and Babe and all that kind of stuff. Somebody's in as anonymous, but hello, anonymous 913. Hey, fish. Yeah, so not taking the oh, thanks, Kayla. Let's all do it, shall we? Bring the place down. Everybody tap your fingers. Like, sweet Jesus, if those two things are what bothers you, go to another frickin' channel. I'm about done with stupidity. I'm too stressed about everything that's going on in real life to take anything like that seriously. But anyway, that's just me. So I wanted to show you guys before we get started. I want to show you these couple inks. I was watching, gosh, I forget her name on YouTube. Lulu Lime something. I love listening to her accent. I think she's British. And hey, Christy. So anyway, she showed a picture that she actually painted with a brush of these leaves with this ink, and she showed this ink, and I thought, oh my goodness, I should probably have some of that. So this is what they look like. Now I'm hoping the camera picks it up well. Can you see all those colors in there? That's one ink. Thanks, Beagles Mom. I know, really, like, get a freaking life. You got a time to take a comment. If I was watching something that annoyed me, I'd just move on to another channel. But that's just me. And now this one had some green come up in it. And I saw that on a video on the channel that sells these. but I didn't see it in mine. But now that this is really dried overnight, I see that green coming up in there too. So these are inks by J. Herbin. I don't know. This dude, they're bottled inks. I got, I tried to get them on Goulet Pens, artnouveau.com. But, oh, that reminds me, let me open links. Yep. Okay, links are open. And the website wasn't working, and then I went to Amazon, and I got them on Amazon. But this is a limited edition series. No, I think they call it special edition. And this ink is called, well, what's it called? This is the blue one. Ah, crap. The name's not anywhere on the box. That doesn't seem right. They're made in France. This was something like Emerald something Chivor. There's only a few of them, so you can't go wrong if you're looking for it. It's got a lot of mica stuff in it. But when it dries down, it looks like that. Like, are you serious? I'm serious. There you go. And this one is by the same dude. Each box comes colored like the ink. This one's the brown. Oh, hang on. I missed a message here. Unordered. Oops, some of those PBO paints. Oh, Travis, you're going to love those. They are awesome. They're really nice. This one is called, it had a story about how pirates, I think, used to use carob beans. When they go to an island where they could have carob growing, they would take the pods and make a brown ink. Well, then this special edition it's called Carob Day something, and I can't remember, and it's not in the box. I can't believe that. But you'll find them. If you go anywhere and you look for J. Herbin 1670 inks, that's what you got to search for. Right? And there's only like 5 colors. There's a red one, which I have on order. There's a stormy gray, and there's an ocean blue. That was just like a royal blue with silver in it. That didn't wow me. And the gray was kind of a gray, dark gray with gold. And I have something like that, and that one other ink that I have in the big black bottles that I never use. Yeah, they're not cheap. They're $25, $26 depending on where you get them. But it's a substantial amount of ink, actually. And it's so cute in the bottle with the little wax seal. How cute is that? So anyway, I always wanted to have one of these little glass dip pens. And I found this one on Amazon for like $12. So I thought I'm going to try it. I was really surprised at how much, let me just grab a piece of paper. This is just cardstock. How much ink this holds. And it doesn't take much to shake. You know how usually with mica in ink that's in bottles. There you go. Carol's got a link up there, I see. You have to beat your wrists into submission with trying to get the mica off the bottom. I mean, it's nuts. This, you just do this, and it's all blended. So, see this pen has these little, hear those ridges? That's not me chewing gum. That's not me tapping my fingers. That's the ridges on here. You dip it in the bottle, just submerging part of the tip, right? And then you hold it up and you just touch it to the edge of the rim and let that big drop come off. And then yep. And now it's starting to run thin, but you can still see if I turn it and get that, you know, maybe I'm supposed to turn it as I'm using it. What the hell do I know? But you can see I'm still getting lines. So I thought for like in a collage, right? Just taking this and making those real hairlines like this down the collage. But look at that. It's still coming out of there. from that one dip. There's a demo on each of these on the Goulet site. I think Jamie is asking if it's waterproof. Hang on. I'm reading the packaging. I don't know. Some of them, it looked like they did tests, and some of them look like they smudged a little bit. Some of them didn't smudge. So it depends on the individual bottle, not just the whole line acts the same way. Each one has different properties, I think. Kate, hey, how are you? I've been seeing pictures of that pretty baby. She is stinking cute. I got this on Amazon, Gail. It's just a glass dip pen, and I think it was $12. I'm going to dip this in water before that color gets on there permanently, and it just washes off the glass. They also have them on Goulet, the Goulet website. But what I wanted to do again, hang on. Oh, here's some little strips of watercolor paper. I don't want to spend too much time doing this, but I did want to show you. I'm just dipping a brush in here. All right. And I'm going to let some of this go thinner down here. And put a thicker little, more of a puddle up here. And I'm just going to set these aside. And somebody remind me down the road here today, and we'll go back and look at those. And I'm going to clean that brush off. Yeah, for sure. It's better lines than the skewer. And see this one, see the pigment at the bottom? But watch. Right? It's almost completely blended with that little bit of shake. So this one, this is the carob one. This has brown with gold flecks, some light red, and it dries with some of that green coming up. I don't know how it works that it does that, but I thought it was cool enough that I had to try it. And this one works the same. You just dip down in. You just don't want to go all the way down the bottom. And actually this one stops. It only lets you go in that far. Right? And then touch the side and let the majority of it run off so you don't have a blob. Oh, I missed my eye. This has on this paper has a little bit of a drag. Oh, good Lord, I can't write. Let's just see how long this lasts. It's getting thinner. That's more than any of my other dip pens. But look at that. Hairline, it's still coming out of there. We'll test them with those swatches I did later, Jen. Hey, Kathy. But look, I mean, look at that. That was just one dip. It's still going and going. There's little grooves around that glass. Really hold a lot of that ink. There, I'm losing it. And a little dip in water and it's cleaned off. So see how fine some of those are? And if you hold these just right, you can see some shimmer. These lines are too thin to see all of the different colors in each little piece, but you can definitely see some of the shimmer. But let's take another one of these and let's okay, 15. Bought ink and pen for you. Ah, God, Gayla, you're so easy. It's true. Oh, bless your heart. Girl after my own heart. So this is just watercolor paper. And we're just going to look at different, puddle it up, draw it out thinner. All right, we'll see what happens with this. All right. It does stay in your brush. You got to get that out of there pretty quick because I don't think they're actually meant to be brushed. But I don't really follow the rules. Do you? You say you hate me, but I know you love me. But see where this is already starting to, let's see if I can get the camera to show you. And this is more teal than the cobalt color that you're seeing. Can you see the red coming up in there? Focus, focus, focus. There we go. It's starting to focus. And it's just random how it comes up. I mean, you can't control where it's going to turn into what color. And then you'll start seeing the gold sheen as it dries down more. I can see a little bit of the gold coming up here, which over top of the turquoise makes it come up like a green color. So you're seeing the red, the teal, the gold, and the green, depending on how it overlaps. It's really interesting. Whoops. Oh, great. Dropped it face down. How about that? That's special. So anyway, let's take this one. I have some water here. Since this one's dried overnight, let's see what this does. Oh no. Reactivating. Reactivating. Hey, Patricia. Let's see what this one does. Yep. Nope, they're reactivating. Not permanent. Which just means if you use them and you want them permanent, you got to put some kind of a sealer over them. And I would imagine that if you used, and let's just do it now. Here's the closest thing to me. This is just Delta Ceram Coat. But let's put a little bit of this right here in the middle. And let's pull a little bit over here. See, it's moving under the sealer. So I'm thinking what you'd have to do, which I knew that would do that. What you'd have to do there, yeah, see that? You can't really seal it with that. You'd have to spray it. Hey, Janice. Yeah, so see that schmutzed all up with anything liquid. So you'd have to, when this dries, I'll spray it. But I'm going to put that one in the crapper for now and get it out of my way. And I did them on a tag practicing, and the tag absorbs the ink really differently, and that came out like a pinky mauve brown color, much lighter than it looks. And where it puddled, you can see the gold in it more. But I don't see any of the green come up in this sample. And it's really fine gold. There, can you see a little bit in that pinkier color? It's there, but it's not as wow as it was when it's puddled in on different paper. This kind of soaked it all in. And this, you don't see the red in it. You see the teal, you see the gold, and you see some green down in here where the gold overlapped with the blue. So that's what it is. Okay, so we'll get back to those later when they dry. I'm going to get rid of these boxes, get rid of this. Yeah, I will use spray on there. When these dry, we'll try that. You can see some more colors starting to come up on this. Trying to get it to hit the light just right. See all that red coming up in there? Which one did you get, Gayla? Did you get the brown or the red or the blue? can see some of the gold coming up here in the very end where it's getting drier. It seems like the mica shows up when it's dry. It doesn't really show that much when it's wet. I'm seeing some green bloom down here around this little area there. It was puddling. See that greenish color? The green, oh, this one here, yeah. Hey, Iffy. It's nice to be seen. It's been quite a stressful place, let me tell you. But right now, so I was told some of you guys on Polish stream last night, Babe is doing better. She had what they called a major event last weekend. I took her in the Wednesday before, so this coming Wednesday will be 2 weeks ago. I took her in. I thought she had ear mites. She had little red dots in her one ear of blood. And I thought, something's biting her ear. So I took her in. Nope, no ear mites. He started looking all over her body, and on her belly she had big blood marks coming up on her belly on various places where he said she's bleeding internally. Well, they put her on steroids, said it could be an autoimmune disorder. They tested her blood right there in the office, and I waited for it because they considered it an emergency. And her platelet count was dangerously low, which means her blood can't clot. So any bump, scratch, her roughhousing or running too hard or whatever that would cause a tiny capillary to burst and then clot immediately, and you'd never see that. She wasn't clotting, so you were seeing every little thing. So they tested her blood, put her on steroids, and some other stuff. I forgot what it was. That was Wednesday. Then Saturday, Dave had her at a friend's house. He had to go help the guy move some furniture, and she couldn't be left alone for more than an hour and a half or 2 hours because the steroids make her drink so much. She's got to pee so much, right? So she had an accident in the house when we left her for 2 hours Friday evening. So I was gone all day last Saturday, so Dave took her with him, and he took her outside, went in the house, and she disappeared into their bedroom with white carpeting and had a number 2 accident that was like black tar, where she was bleeding then internally through her GI tract, and that was blood coming out in her stool. So called the emergency clinic that evening. She was really like low energy, droopy, not looking good at all. So the emergency clinic said with everything they know that what I told them what was going on, they didn't think it was necessary to bring her in unless certain things happened, but to call her own vet Monday morning, which I did. We took her in Monday. They tested her blood again, and the platelets were up a little bit because the steroids were helping that. But then her red cell count was down because of the bleed. So they said if I got any lower, she might need a transfusion. So we put her on more meds and then took her back 2 days later on Wednesday. So she was there 3 times in a week. And then Wednesday, we got news that the platelets are up a little bit more, which is they're in a acceptable range now, which is great. The red blood cells were up a little bit, and they saw signs of tons of new baby red cells. They call them that means the marrow is producing more blood to replenish the supply that she lost when she was bleeding internally. And they added yet another med because her white cell count was up. So they added an antibiotic. So she's on 6 meds. But now we can see her, like her little face was looking sunken in. She lost weight all 3 times we took her in a week. She was down 1 pound or 2 each time. So that wasn't a good sign. They said it's not conclusive. They don't know what it is. They suspect at this point, with all the symptoms and all the tests so far, they suspect cancer. So we will probably end up doing an ultrasound soon once they get the antibiotics through her and see what changes there with her blood. She goes back Tuesday for another recheck. and we'll go from there. So we of course hope that it's not cancer or autoimmune or anything serious, but there's something that's not right in her. And she's 8 years old. She had that big cancer incident last August. August is not her month. And so anyway, we have to wait and see. But we're going to do what we can to keep her out of pain, quality of life, and happy for as long as we can. And it is what it is. We just hope for the best. This is drying more and some of that green's coming up. There we go. Now you got a good focus. So it's been a stressful couple of weeks. And of course, she's got to get up through the night every hour and a half, 2 hours. That doesn't seem to have. She's can make it better now, like 4 to 5 hours. She even went one time with a 6-hour stretch without having to go outside. But for the night, through the night, for some reason, it's still every couple hours. So we're into about 10 days of that now. So that's kind of exhausting. But we do what we got to do. See that more of that green coming up now? Isn't that cool how that dries like that? Yeah, so, put this back here. Where do I, is it? So remember last week I was playing with those tags I was going to make for, here it is, for Chelsea's shower invitations. We're going to do a, what is apparently is called a display shower, which I'd never even heard of before, but one of the younger girls that's helping me do this has been to more recent ones and is up on all that new stuff. And it's actually a pretty good idea. So a display shower, you don't wrap your gifts. You bring them in maybe with a bow around them, and just they're set up so that the mother-to-be or the bride-to-be doesn't have to spend 2 hours unwrapping while everybody just sits there stupefied watching them unwrap stuff. Meanwhile, they're not getting to eat, they're not getting to mingle, and the party's done, and all they did is watch somebody unwrap gifts. So a display shower is one where you ask the people not to wrap their gifts. And in addition to the invitation, we're going to include a tag. Now, I'm not going to do it this way. This is how I first thought I'd do it. And remember, I glued this on a tag. I printed these out and then matte medium the backs to glue them on there. And they were too big, so I had to go back and resize them. Well, then somebody had the brilliant idea of just printing the damn things on cardstock, which is what I did. So I got these on cardstock front and back, and I just need to cut those out, punch a hole in them, put a piece of twine in them, color me done. But these were too big. They were up in the hole. But I don't like how they look anyway with that white paper against the white tag. They're not the same white, and it's kind of a little chinchy. But anyway, on the tag, it just explains to the person. See, can you read it? Maybe not. It's just a little poem saying traditions are changing. Simply put a bow and a cute tag on your unwrapped present, and the mother-to-be will have more time to relax and have a party with you, blah, blah, blah. But on the back of it, we got name, address, gift description, and wishes for the baby. So this tag, the people will put on their gifts with a bow, and that'll be it. And then Chelsea will collect all these tags and have your thank you information right there in hand. And we won't have to sit there and make a list of who got what. Make the little bow hat and all that stuff. That's by the wayside. So, we are moving on from that, people. We are breaking with tradition. Did I miss something? Probably did. Anyway. So, I know this is going to be riveting, and you're not going to want to leave your computer while I cut these up. And if I get this done, which I hope I will, hope I'm not that lame, if I get these done in time, I was going to play with some polymer clay molds, because that, remember I told you about the Swellegant product that I got, where you can do that antiquing on whatever, like a metal not antiquing. It's metal paints and patinas. Kind of like that 10-second studio stuff I was doing on some of the papers. Remember that? Swelligant is a different product. Does kind of the same thing, but they have a lot more variations in color. And they also have dyes that match that you can go in and highlight and bring another color in after the patina works its magic. But there's a trick to them. And apparently, I was not aware of the trick from the initial start of the thing. And the trick is that once you get the patina that you want, you dip them in water and it stops the action of the patina. Well, I did not know that at first, so that's going to work out okay. Right, it's cardstock. There it is. And I got them sort of centered. It's a little bit off, but what are you going to do? Punch a hole in them, and we're good. But let me show you what I'm talking about while it's top of mind here. Show you a couple that went too far and one that didn't go too far. So I lost all the detail in this one. See where that just kind of kept crusting up, and it just still kind of cool looking. I can come back, and actually I did come back with like Inca Gold, not Inca Gold, it's a Treasure Gold, and hit those highlights, but that patina just ate that away again. It's like even though it's cooked and it's on there and it's done, it's still doing something. And this one looked really cool there for a while. I had some purple dye on top of it and some gold paint back on top of it. Ate it all up. It still looks cool, but it's not what it was supposed to be. And see where that one went awry? It's just all that patina. Whereas I wanted it to look like this one came out. And I don't know what I did differently. I might have used a different product. This might have been, I don't know. I don't remember what I did. But see, there's different levels of them going awry. This one's not too bad. I could probably pull that one out. But these, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dip these in water right now. These are 2 weeks old or more. Can't imagine that would make it, oh, that's wet. Can't do that there. I'm just going to dip them in water and see. Oh, that kind of looks nicer, even just wet. Maybe I'll just put a shiny coating on there and call that a day. Well, we'll see. We shall see. So I'll play with some of those. If I get done with these. And these look like they're... So... I can't really watch the chat very closely while I'm doing this. But it must be done. My time is limited, to say the least, these days. Is that Jude? Good morning. That's a new one. Welcome. Right now you've come in at the boring part of the program. I'm just cutting up little invitation tags that I need to include in my niece's shower invites. But I think, was this CB's idea? To print them on cardstock? I mean, they don't have that tag shape and they're not as rustic looking as a shipping tag, but I don't think anybody would know the difference but me, to be honest. You like watching paint dry? Well, you're at the right place. Because I'm pretty much brain dead these days and trying to squeak out what I can when I have the opportunity. Oops, cut a corner off of that one. But I think I printed a few more than I needed in case I hosed them up. Right, that's what I say, Gayla. You're in this deep. What's a few more bucks? Kathy, I don't remember if you did send me your flight information yet. If you didn't, don't forget to send me that so I know when I need to snag you from the airport. We'll be having a grand old time in North Carolina here in a few weeks at Remy. You guys know Jody Old's Remy Retreat? They're doing one now at their home studio this October rather than back to Ocracoke. And a couple of the ladies from the Maryland weekend are going to join me. So that will be a smashing good time, I'm sure. I was just talking to Jody the other night, and there are a few more spots left should anyone else be interested. Keep in mind when you see the price, that's almost all-inclusive. Your hotel room is separate, where in Ocracoke it's included, but the Ocracoke price is higher. It includes your classes, your art space, your supplies, and some of the food. There's a couple dinners where we go out on the town and then everybody picks up their own tab, and that's optional if you want to go. That's all right, Kathy. That'll give me an idea of what I, for planning purposes, where I need to be and when. And it's a fabulous time. And there's a bunch of last time, and they do it every time. They get a lot of freebies that are sent by different manufacturers to them that they share and give away for prizes. We're doing a party at one of their farms, a farm they have access to one night, kind of a cookout thing, and a pool party the night we get there at the hotel. And lunches, I think, are included every day, and breakfast and snacks and spa water and drinks and all that good stuff all day long. There's a lot included. And they are the best people on the planet right there, I'm telling you. And they put the retreat back in retreat. It's not just a place to go and take art classes. I used to love Create when they had it in New Jersey. I went there for a number of years and actually met some people that I still stay in touch with from going there. But it was pretty much, just a big menu of classes where you could go and you could stay in the hotel on site. But then the only thing after the class was to go hang out at the bar and hope you ran into somebody that you knew and didn't run into the local pervert. But I think they could have done so much more with it. But that's just me. But they, belly up. So they are no more. But they used to get some of my favorite instructors. Jody was there, Laurie Micah, Julie Faith Van Walzer, Michelle Ward, Seth Apter. The list just goes on and on. And what really kills me, though, is that I did not know Laurie Micah when I was going to Create and never took any of her classes. And once I met her, I could kick myself. She's like one of my favorites. Awesome person, awesome teacher. But me, Kathy, and Gayla, we're going to go represent as best we can. Looking forward to some art and giggles and girl time. Not to imply I don't like the time with my husband. God bless him, he's a saint, man, I'm telling you. He's such a huge help and loves these pups like crazy. That's all the stuff we got to do for her. We've been running back and forth from work, tag teaming it every couple hours during the week to make sure she's okay and can get outside and do what she needs to do. These are going pretty quick, so I might get some time in here to do something else. I love this cutter. I wish the light that was on it, it's got a switch back here and this panel lights up. And if you have like regular, I don't have any right here, regular printer paper, I'll just use a piece of deli to show you. The light comes up through it, so you can see exactly, well, I don't know if you can see it from that angle. You can see exactly where that cutting edge is. But cardstock, you can see it, it's just not quite as, actually this cardstock's showing pretty good on there. You know what, that's showing pretty good actually. What the hell do I know? But when the paper drops and lays up on here and blocks the light, it doesn't work. You got to keep moving the paper out of there. Bye, Lynn. Thanks for stopping by. Babe was well enough yesterday that we were able to leave for about a little over 4 hours, and she did fine. And went over to a friend's house, and they had a cookout and some steamed crabs. And it was a beautiful day. Today I've got all the windows open in the house. It's like one of those perfect fall, early fall weather days. Finally. Oh, isn't this fun? Dave's out running around today, taking my car to the car wash for me. I got one of the girls at work is going to drive with me to DC tomorrow, and with having taken Babe to the vet in my car a couple of times last week and having fabric seats, you can imagine what the back seat is like with dog fur. The shedding lab in there. I can't wait to do that, the abstracts class with Jody. I love her abstract, and I can't wait for her online class. You guys know Jody Olin, her Zen paintings that she does on the clay board. I think it's the gesso boards. I forget which board she uses. Some of them are black. The first part of the series was black and white, and now she started to add color with just washes of color. And everything looks very zen. It's like rocks and boulders and freeform abstract kind of bridges and columns and totems and all this kind of stuff. They're really cool. But if you look up Jody Ohl, Jodiohl, she has a class on that Zen. It's an online class. Starts, I want to say, October 5th. Her blog is called Sweet Repeats. Sweet like sugar, repeats like say it again, say it again. Sweet Repeats is her blog name. You must check her out. She is fabulous. Fabulous. Oh, I'm almost done these. We'll have time to play with some clay. Oops, that's a little bit. Well, I'm done cutting them. I forgot about the old punching and the twine. Crap. Oh, you did, Gayla, sign up for it? Yeah, I can't wait for that. Those are the two things of hers that I've been wanting to do. I took many classes with her in Jersey for Create over the years. And then I went to the Remy retreat in Ocracoke, October of 14. Which was fabulous. Other than that awful thing, but you know. Trying to remember where my hole puncher might be. I have got to take some time. I don't know when it's going to be, maybe over Christmas break before I can get to it, and reorganize my stuff and get rid of stuff that I don't really use anymore because it's just, oh, thanks Jen for putting the link up for Jody. That's Jody's blog. I need space for what I use, and I'm taking up space with some stuff that I never use, which is kind of not the smartest thing, as we all know. I think a lot of people end up doing that over the years as you collect and move on to different techniques and supplies, and you still got the other ones because they're cool supplies. But I'm going to need to thin the herd here, I believe, a little bit. I'm undecided. Oh, the last one. Looky there. I'm undecided if I'm going to put twine on these or not. I'm not sure about how they'll mail. Not twine, baker's string. Black and white. I have black and white baker's string, twine, whatever they call it. But I'm not sure how they'll go through the mail machines and if that might be a problem. Because they're going to have, each invitation is going to have the invite, which is cardstock, a book request thing, which is cardstock, and then one of these tags, which is cardstock. I'm hoping it goes for one stamp on each. Oh, mercy. But adding the string, that's going to put a little bump in there. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just take the string with me, cut up a bunch of pieces of it, and take it with me to the shower and have it there as people arrive and can tie their tag on their presents if they haven't already figured it out. I think that's what I'll do. Doesn't that sound better? Yeah, I think so. Put some of the labor off on the invitees. Now I gotta find my... Where would I have put my hole punch? Maybe I won't be punching them today. Alright, if I can't find it in the next couple of minutes, we're going to move on. I thought I had it sort of near my table, which I don't. Oh, look what I'm doing, tapping those fingers. That's not going to go over big. And I don't care. Hang on. Turning my back to the computer at the moment to ask myself, if I was your hole punch, where would I be? Where would I be? Chat amongst yourselves. Yeah, Kathy, that's we do when they bring those, put that share table back there. People do bring in some stuff, good amount of stuff, and it goes by the wayside. And what got left last time, I put in a box for Donna to take to her ladies at church that she teaches. Donate them to her supply bin there, which I think is a good cause. Come on, where are you? Oh, is that you? No, see, I thought it would be with my tiny attacher. There's my tiny attacher. And I got no hole puncher. Seriously. Alrighty then. Perhaps we'll be passing on the hole punching process today. That just ticks me off. Oh, wait a minute. Thought for one crazy moment it might be in my drawer of punches, but no. That would be silly. Crap. Okay, well, moving on. Would it be in my book stuff? Finding stuff? Nah. Why would it be in there? Oh, but here's my baker's twine. I don't think I would have my hole punch in there, would I? Hair lip. Remember that from school? Oh, I'm digressing. All right, I officially give up. Crapola. Okay, we'll have to continue with those yet another day. So I'm going to, let's see where these are. A lot more blooms in this. Let's see if I can get you guys to see these. There, it's coming in. See all those different colors? You can see some of the greenish down in here, I think. I'll show up a little bit. For those of you who joined later, I got 2 special edition inks from J. Herbin, Herbin. That was this, that's called Emerald de Chivor or something like that. And here's the brown one. You can see where that's bloomed out. You can see a little bit of red in there, but look at the green coming up with the gold. And this is the one called Carib Day something. The names are on the bottles or the boxes. But they were not permanent. So next we were going to try to spray. I have this it's a pastel fixative. Pastel, charcoal, watercolor, mixed media. Well, that should work. See, Jamie? I don't have a crocodile. I never had those. But this is really ticking me off. I know it's somewhere. I can feel it close to me. Okay, now I'm going to spray these with this spray fixative because they moved with water on the last test, remember? Okay, and it's jammed. Great. All right, hang on. Let me try to... see if I can put this in some water and get the booger out of it. Thanks for the links, Jen. Whoop. All right, let's see if that works. I think I actually have another fixative spray that I got recently. Seriously. You know, it's just not been my day for quite a few days. Not my day for quite a few. I bought this new thing at Queen's Ink. It was a Prima deal. Where the hell did I put it? I thought I put it in my little tray of tricks and my Rascog over here with all my different mediums and adhesives, and I thought for sure I did. But, okay, clearly Dave's coming down here and taking some of my stuff. Oh, here it is. Sorry, Dave. Pixie Plus. Oh, this has a shimmer in it. I don't know if this is the best way to go. Still working on my... a little bit of something going on there. Try rinsing it again. Hey, Dorothy. Sorry, I know I've been off camera, but I'm trying to find my junk. Really? Sweet mama. Okay. So much for that idea. Although I do, or did, have hairspray. That I found. Let's try that on one end. And we'll try this fixative on the other end of these. This is just cheap. And I don't have a cap on that. And it's not... How the hell could that be missing? Seriously. All right, I'm going to use my finger, and it's going to spray however it sprays, and the hell with it. How about that? How about that for a demo? God darn, that stuff stinks. I don't know how people put this crap on their hair. Oh, God, I remember my mom used to spray Adorn on her hair when she'd do it. Oh, God, if that stuff isn't like the most miserable smell to me. And back in the day when she smoked, she would have a cigarette in a steamy shower, sitting on the sink and spraying that Adorn like crazy. God forbid you had to go in and use the bathroom. We had a one-bathroom house. Choked me to death. I think she was trying to kill me, to be honest. So this is called Art Alchemy. I think it's a Finnabair product. It is. By Prima, called Pixie Dust Fine Shimmer Spray Fixative. I bought it. It was dry. It's got a mixing bowl in it. You add water. I got this from Queen's Ink. I walked through and thought, hey, probably need some of that. So I'm going to spray this on the second half. It seemed like a lot, but it didn't come out a very fine spray. It's kind of blobby. We shall set those aside yet again and see what happens to that. Okay, good Lord. Hey, Dorothy, I thought when I first logged in, I looked at the chat because my chat was split, and I flipped over to see if anybody was on, and I saw you and I forget who it was. Right at like 10:59. I thought you'd been here the whole time. Ah, Travis, that's frustrating. So, I'm going to make some more of these and then cook some more of these. And when they go in the oven, I guess I'll have to look for my damn... let's try some feathers. Hole punch again. I really like this one. Man, I tell you what, when I got these, I got them from Etsy, and I like the molds. But when they came out of the plastic bag, they almost knocked me over with the smell. And there's a warning sticker in there. These are going to have a strong smell, but it will dissipate. And it has. I mean, if I put it right under my nose and sniff, I can smell something. But, man, I'm telling you what, coming out of that plastic, oh, that was bit strong. All right, I got to get one of my trays. I got a new cabinet recently. I can't move the camera. Let me try doing it this way. It's by Origami is the brand name. They sell them on HSN. And they are different storage solutions that just fold up. There's no assembly. You just take them out of the box, unfold the bendable frame, and it folds into the shape of whatever it is. And let me take a picture. I got one. I had so much polymer clay stuff. Okay, let's try this one. That might be better. It's the white cabinet. It's on casters. It has 4 drawers, all the same size. You can't see it, a wood grain countertop. And it's flat, and it's supposed to hold 50 pounds. Wait. I think the top holds 35 pounds with casters. 50 if you take the casters off. And I just have the casters on right now because it's not in a permanent place, and then I can roll it over when I work. So we'll see how those go. I'm going to get a couple more. Either the Container Store brand cabinets like that, or a couple more of these if I decide I like them. Now, I notice with the drawers as full as I have them, which aren't really that heavily full. Hey, Linda. Those notifications are painful. I only get them for a few people, and I sign up to a lot of people. It's crazy. Oh, you know what I'm going to do with these? I saw Trina do this with the silks. Not silks. The ultras. I'm going to make a couple of those and set them aside because these are going to probably take days to dry. But I'm going to take the true metal colors of the ultras, and I'm going to put them in this feather mold and let them set aside. And then when they dry all the way through, they make little plastic feathers that come out when the paint's all dry. And these are the Vivid Ultra Metallics. I put a little smudge on the bottle because I like to see what it really looks like in there. By colorart.com. My label's kind of wearing off because I use this. There you go. These are the same people that make Silks and Twinks and Radiant Rains and Primary Elements. And rumor has it she's coming out with more of these ultra colors for those ultra fans out there. So I think what she did was just basically squirt some paint. And see, this paint is thick enough that it actually holds a bead. But I'm going to take a skewer and try to push that into the mold and try to stay inside the mold. I have no idea how to do this. I just assume this is what she did. Again, flying by the seat of my pantaloons. Oh, speaking of pantaloons, I had my first LuLaRoe experience. My former sister-in-law had been posting how much she likes their leggings and different stuff, and apparently, I don't know if it's her son's girlfriend or some relation, but somebody was having a party, and it's all done online, and it's kind of a tricky process to get the hang of it. I finally got the hang of it, so I got an order. I think I ordered one pair, maybe two. I don't remember how that fell out, of the leggings. They only have 2 sizes of leggings, and I think I might be a little large for the larger size. It's called Tall and Curvy is the name of the size. And so we'll see. They say they're buttery soft, and the fabrics, they're all limited. Like when the fabrics come out, they make a certain amount and they never get that fabric again. So the people that are LuLaRoe fans are like jumping on them to try to get them if they really like them, because they know they won't get them again. So we'll see what all the hype is about. I just hope they fit. If they fit, I might do an online party myself, because you can earn points and get free stuff from your sales and all that kind of good stuff. Some of my friends wear it here. There's a girl that goes to Weight Watchers that has a really cute outfits on all the time. I say, where's that? That's LuLaRoe, LuLaRoe. Might have to investigate this LuLaRoe you speak of. Christmas food deliveries this week? Huh. Hope they check your expiration dates, Dorothy. That's in the UK. That's kind of a interesting sort of a thing. You know what? Let me zoom you guys in a little bit while I'm doing this. It's kind of tedious. This paint's very pigmented and thick. Let me move my window so I can see what I'm doing. There's one in the silver. This one is the Autumn Flame True Metals. This is kind of a coppery color. All right. Let's do this one in copper. Too bad Trina's not on here, so I could pick her brain as to how she did this. I mean, she had it in a mold, so basically you just put it in a mold, right? I don't know if she did a really thin layer or filled the mold. I'm filling the mold, so this is going to take a long time to dry. The skewer's helping. Now this one went in a little bit easier. That was the Autumn Flame. Where's my... There it is. I think that's a different Linda. Travis. Patio. Oh, cool. So you can just stage your cart and pick out what you want and then hit the go button when you're ready for it. That's kind of cool. And this one is one of my favorites. This is cashmere. Oh my goodness. This is some yummy stuff in here. Oops. Undo the lid. This is a champagne-y kind of a color that Leslie said she was inspired to make when she saw me mixing my silver and copper to get kind of a rose gold. I'm putting in the Vivids, Joan. And I'm just going to let them dry. It's going to take days, I'm sure. And let them come out as a little sheet of plastic in these feather molds. This one's thicker like the silver. They're really pigmented and shiny. I've never seen a silver paint as reflective as this one is. You can't really tell in this mold. You guys have seen me demo these, but I'll swatch some on a paper here for you in a minute. You can see the level of their fabulousness. I like feathers, and I like metallic, and I like vivid, so how bad can this be? Oh, you know what? I'm hoping she didn't put something in the mold before the paint. You know what, Dorothy, I think I got this on the Polymer Clay TV website. I don't know if anybody's got a link to that. They're the ones that do that yearly Polymer Clay online retreat thing where they have a different artist every week. But I think in 17 they're going to change it up, if I read correctly, and they're going to have all the classes for the year available up front, where you don't have to wait every week and see one more class. They're going to be all available January 1st, I believe. Joan, I saw your email this morning, and I was really pinched for time, so I didn't have time to really read it or look at your pictures or respond properly, but I will do that later when I have some time. I saw it not long before I was coming down the steps to do this, so I just wanted to give you the high sign that yes, I'm streaming and had to run. Okay, so there we go. We'll see how that works. All right, I mean, how bad can that be? I'm going to set this somewhere safe. And I'll show you these colors of this real quick for those of you who don't know. These are the Vivid Ultra Metallics, the True Metal Cashmere, this one's called. And these are at colorart.com. And I'm going to put a little schmutz here of this one. This one is the Autumn Flame. And I'm wasting this just to show you, so that's how much I like you guys. This is the silver, which is getting a little low. I'm going to have to reorder that soon because I don't want to be without that one. And here we go with cashmere. Autumn Flame. And I'm going to show you these when they're dry because they're more spectacular when they're dry. And the silver. Right, so we're coming back to these when they're dry because they don't show you near as much of what they are. That's the cashmere, Autumn Flame, and the silver. Now come back. Oh, hey, babe. Dave's back from his errand running. So let's see what happened here. Okay, so that's not good. See what that did? The spray was too thick of a bead for that Prima spray that I used and just schmutzed the heck up out of that ink. So that didn't work. And I don't know if it's because it was spraying too heavy of a bead on the spray or what. But here's the hairspray on this end, right? That came out a little bit better. So let's take some water.
You're not using my hairspray, are you?
Dave said you're not using my hairspray, are you? For those of you that know Dave, you know that that's not a staple in his arsenal of beauty products. All right, let's see with hair. Nope, the hairspray. It's coming through the hairspray.
You need this coffee upstairs?
I have a few more left. You can leave it down here.
There's soap over there.
Okay, thank you. Nope, that didn't stop them either. I'll have to play with these more. But both of those experiments were not successful. Oh.
Yeah, I got those plates of PJs.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Okay. So here are the, this is funny because I put these in water. Remember I showed you these a little earlier? And this looks different now. It's a little more turquoisey coming up there. And it does look like an old metal thing. And this one's kind of lost that fuzzy whiteness to it. Mermaid's got a, I don't know, a little bit of something going on there. I don't know. I don't know if it really changed or not. What the hell do I know? Okay. Turn that fan off. Let's get back to the business of making these molds. Hang on, I'm going to move the camera closer to me because when it's zoomed in, it is difficult to get it where I can get in the frame.
I'll set this here.
Okay, thank you.
You can carry that up.
Okay. All right. Ooh, it looks like we're on a ship. It's still swaying.
You can carry those big things up.
Okay, babe.
I'll be up there.
All right.
If I come back down, I'll get it.
Okay. All right, so this mold, when I was making these, I had like just the right amount of clay. I figured out what goes in there. That seems a little light. I was trying to roll it into a... Hey, Grammy. Ooh, that's pretty close, actually. Just push it in there. Bye, Effie. Thanks for stopping by. All right, let me get a razor blade. I'm going to try just to run this across here and get rid of any clay that comes off as excess outside the mold without actually hacking up the mold. Which that was a little close, actually. Oh, I'm going to get my glass mat out. Still wondering where that daggone hole puncher is. That's a mystery. So sometimes, if all the stars are in alignment, you can actually push this down on glass and, well, that clearly did not work. Well, it started to work, but it actually, sometimes the glass will help suck the clay out of the mold. So there's that one. I'm going to take a little razor blade and see if I can get in. No, that's zoomed in all the way. Okay. And trim off some of the excess. Sorry if my big old head's in the way. That's just the cost of doing business. All right. Get that out of the way. A little bit more of a ridge right there. So there's that one. But I like to put a little bit more texture in them. So I have one of these little stylus kind of ball tools. Oh yeah, it was a great picture of the back of my head that's got bed head. Ah, nice. That one looks too big though. Hold the phone. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Where the hell is the one I was using? I'll try this one. Hey Jude, that was the Reme, R-E-M-E retreat with Jody Ull. You can look up Reme or go to Jody's blog at Sweet Repeats. I'm just putting some more texture in here, adding some little divots. Here and there. So, see, oops, hard to find the camera when it's zoomed in like this. So put those extra holes in there, right? So we'll say one. One is done. Now we'll do the mermaid tail. This one's a little trickier. I think Sandra was playing with this one the other day. Somebody that really knows how to use molds is probably cringing as I shove the clay in the way I do. But it works for me, so that's what I do. This mold goes right to the very edge of it for the design. That little pointy tail over there. I want to get some, make sure I got clay in that part of it. All right. Get rid of a little bit of the excess. All right. A little touch up again on the edges. And then I think this one might release on the glass. I think this one, the edges of the mold are a little higher than where the mold actually is, so it wasn't really all touching the glass. This was bumping against the glass. At least that's my theory. It shall be disproven at this point, but I'm going to put this on the glass, push it down, and let's see, does it work? Here it goes. That one stuck to the glass. Viola. All right. I'm going to trim this one up a little bit. Try to keep my big head out of the way. I've got to get some, when I get done here, I got to get some laundry done and pack tonight because I have to go away for 3 days for work. I'll go to work tomorrow and then leave and drive. We're just going to DC. It's an off-site for 3 days, so I'll be gone. Not coming home till Wednesday night. So these little fins I like to get sharp in here and make them look as lacy and delicate as I can. All right, let's see what this looks like. Now, what I like about this and using the clay is that you can kind of manipulate this into different shapes so they don't all come out looking exactly the same. If you don't schmutz it up in the meantime. Man, it feels so good down here. I got the back door open. That good old fresh air coming in. So, there we go, right? There's just the black mermaid tail. But I'm going to take her and I'm going to, let's see, let's make her go. Let's turn her body a little bit and have her tail flipping out that way. That's how she goes in the oven, is how she comes out. So see, that one will look more like that. And let's see what else I had here. I wanted to do, let's see. I'm going to do another one of this guy. This dude. Got some faces in there too. That's like Neptune kind of a face. The one I did here, that's this guy. Oop, I saw it focus for a second. Won't you focus? I don't understand this camera, why it will start to focus and, oh, see, it just popped in and out again. Oh, you drive me crazy. Well, what are you going to do? Yeah, the mermaid only has her tail. All right. I'm not going to cut some of this off on this one. I think that's pretty close, actually. I'm going to push it down this way to get some of that detail of his face in there. Yep, see, that peels off on the glass. Okay, this one is a little trickier to trim up. He's got a lot of little curves, and I'm going to leave him in place. Cut all these out and then try to pick them up away from it. So if you guys remember, I was supposed to go to DC for these 3 days, come home Wednesday night, and leave at the crack of dawn for a flight on Thursday to go to Montreal with my friend Jen that I work with to see our friend Suzanne, who we used to work with, who lives in Montreal. And then we were going to go to Quebec for a couple of days and come back the following Monday for a long weekend, girls' weekend. But because of Babe, I canceled that trip, and they both said they'd rather postpone it instead of canceling it so that I can come. Because Jen could have still went this week, but she said, it'll be more fun if it's the three of us. So we're going to try to regroup and do that in the spring, and we'll have to just pay the difference in the flight. So I am not going to Montreal at this time. I just didn't feel comfortable leaving Dave with everything and not being able to help tag team with him. He wanted to cancel his golf trip the following week, but I talked him into going. His sister's going to come and stay with me and help while he's gone, so that'll be good. I don't want him to have to cancel that. And then I go the weekend of the 7th, if all goes well, and Linda's still here to help, which she said she will be. Dave will be back by then, I think, but I go on the 7th, 8th, and 9th with my friend Gail to Rehoboth. We try to go. We usually stay with a friend down there. Hey, CB, who has a condo in Ocean City, but she's had some health issues and can't go this time. And so anyway, Gail and I are going to go and just get a hotel in Rehoboth. And during the month of October, they have a breast cancer coupon at the outlets. So we will be checking out the Michael Kors and the Dooney and Burke and the Coach and the Cole Haan and some shoe places to take advantage of the extra. That's usually when I get my better bags, is when I get, because usually they'll have a regular sale going on. And last year I got a Dooney and Burke bag that was $458 for 98 or 104. One of them, right around $100. So that's a pretty good discount. So when you combine all the sales and use your coupon, there he is, you can get a pretty good deal. I really like this mold. It's got a couple of my favorite things in it. And actually, I think this is the head of a mermaid. I don't know if you can see it. The very top, there's dolphins in her hair at the top. And one down here in the bottom, see the dolphin? And her hair is feathers. So it's got some of my favorite things in there, which is why I got it. But it's really hard one to work with. I'm going to try one again. Oh, thanks, Joan. I went to a turquoise gel last time, but I just didn't like them as much. This takes a bit bigger hunk of clay. It's a big mold and it's kind of deep. Big compared to the ones I have. But it never comes out. The result of it doesn't come out like let me grab a couple that I did. I'm bound and determined to make it work. Some of these, the patina kept going too, so they didn't come out just right. But this one, oops, hello, where are we? I tried to dye the dolphins blue just to bring them out a little bit. And I tried to make her feathers. Yep. Come on, focus. Pain in the, there we go. Well, in and out, in and out. See the feathers? Why does it do that? I'm making me crazy. Anyway, That's that one. And here's one I tried to do differently, and I did her face with the silver, and then I went copper and brass with the other paints, and then used a couple different patinas on her everywhere but her around here, the blue-green patinas, and I put the blackening patina on her face. But you don't really, I guess you see the detail in them. I don't know. They just don't come out the way I had it in my little pea brain. But, bye, Linda. Thanks for stopping by. Oops, that one didn't pop out. There we go. So, again, pardon the head. And I've given you guys a lot of stuff to really impress you today. Back of my head. Looking for my punch that I can't find. Cutting up invitations. Woohoo! But I'm glad most of you understand that we got a whole lot of stuff going on, and I can only either do this and stream or don't stream. Actually, I didn't even think I'd have time to do this with those invitations, but you know, I should probably take those, thinking of what I'm going to pack for the trip, I should probably take the envelopes in my spreadsheet and address those in my room at night. I am tired, CB. We've been up for 10 days now, every night, every hour and a half or so with Babe. But I hearken back to the days when I used to have terrible insomnia from one of the meds I had to take, and I would be up all night. And I still made it somehow, so we'll do what we got to do for the little knucklehead. And just suck it up. Alright, so there she is. See, there's 3 dolphins. That one will probably take a little longer to bake. She's kind of thick-headed. Trying to use up all my little bits of clay that I have wrapped up. I thought when I first started doing clay that you had to really like airtight seal this stuff or it was going to dry hard as a rock. I just had it wrapped in a hunk of deli paper for weeks, and there it is. This is a Sculpey 3. Maybe some of it does, but this stays pretty good. Let's see what else we got here. Got these little wings. They never come out really great, and I think that's just me. Got a couple little moon faces, and I got this big mat of faces. I don't have that many molds, really. Don't listen to them, Joan. They're trying to talk into spending money. Joan says she's sitting on her hands trying not to spend when she's looking at my molds. Oh, bless your little heart. Let's try this one. Get those edges inside the mold, then I'll have less to trim when I dump this bad boy out. Let's see if I can get this one to stick on the glass. Yes, I did. Still a little bit. And his little chubby cheeks here need to get pulled off of there. I was watching this one polymer clay video the other day, and as per usual, I can't remember who did it. It was somebody new to me that I subscribed to. But she did, what did she call the technique? Hidden treasures, hidden gosh, I don't know what she called it. But anyway, it was kind of like not exactly a makumigani technique, but similar, where she took different colors of clay and layered them in thin layers. Then she put them through her pasta machine and made them even thinner. No, actually, you know what she did? That's not what she did. She made canes out of them, where she made a Skinner blend of white and pink and white and blue, white and turquoise, white and green, whatever, and made all these Skinner blends. And then she wrapped them. She took copper metallic clay and brown clay, mixed it together, and then wrapped each cane, and then elongated the cane so they were real long and skinny, and cut it up in, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 inch segments, put them all together, and then rolled them again and shaped them into different shapes, and then cut them. It was a long process to it. But then she had these sheets that she came out of her pasta machine, and she laid them on a rubber stamp, put a piece of hidden magic. That's it. Hidden magic technique, Beagle's mom. That's perfect. That's it. Hidden magic. Thank you. Put like a piece of deli on it and took a roller and pressed the clay down into the stamp, right? So that's kind of doing that makumigane, however you say that, technique to it, because it's got all those colors throughout the clay, but now where the stamp is, it's pushing those different colors into different spots of the clay, and it's pushing that copper into the colors, right? So then she peeled it off of there, and then she took her razor and took little micro thin shavings off to reveal, pulled some of that brown off, so you only saw the brown woven in between the colors. It was fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. It was a lot of work, but it was really cool. I might try to put a little spin on that someday when I have time and brain power, just to see if I can do something similar without that. Those canes are so labor intensive for me. I just don't have the time to do them right now, or patience, to be honest. Let's see if these dried now. Here's the Vivid Ultras I was showing you earlier. Here's the Cashmere. See, it's got that almost rosy gold kind of bit to it there when you hit the light the right way. This is the Autumn Flame. And these all are true metal colors. They have real metal pigment in it. So that comes with the basic warning signs that you all know about for metals. Here's the silver. Look at that, how mirror-like that is. That is the most spectacular silver of any paint or medium that I have or have seen. That one right there takes the cake. That's a cake taker. Yes, sir, it is. It is the cake taker. Hang on, I gotta saw something pop up on my windows there. Okay, so here's this little moon face. And I think I'll make one more mermaid tail, and I'll get these in the oven. They'll come out, and I'll be able to get a coat or two of the Swellegants on there. I won't get them done. What time is it? 12:45. Okay. Yeah, CB, I noticed that. I was watching something, and I remember they made mention of the soft clay is hard to do canes, and I think most of them were using. The one was using. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's CENIT. It's, I think, the people, doll makers, use that clay mostly, but CNIT or CINI, I don't know how to pronounce it. CENIT. And that, I think, is a more hard clay, and some of them were using crap. It wasn't Fimo. And it wasn't a Sculpey. It was another one. I can't think of the name. What the heck was that called? What's the other clay name that's more popular than the Scenic? I don't know. Do you guys know Gail Thompson? She's got a YouTube channel now, and she's got a CERN. It's got an R in it. Oh, I didn't realize that. Thank you. It's Gail Osborne Thompson on Facebook for her Facebook page, and her YouTube channel, I think it's just Gail Thompson. I think if you just put in Gail Thompson, you'll find her. Very sweet lady, and she's really, really talented with polymer clay, and was really into it. Got away from it with an illness in her family for a while, and now she's retired and trying to get back to it. She lives in Virginia. She's also on the design team for Tupelo Designs website. I've ordered from them before. They have some good deals on there, and good sales and stuff. Okay, is that a mermaid teal or a you know what that always seems to show up when I least expect it? And I had way too much in there. Oop. Kato, that's another one. Yeah, Kato is another one I've seen him use. And that is harder. I did get some of the Kato clay because I think it was Gail was recommending it. And I got a couple of colors, and it was a lot harder. I had to use my pasta machine to get her going. Pardo. Ta-da! There's another mermaid tail. Alright, this one's got a lot of trimming to do. Pardon the head. It comes with the rest of the beast. Oops. There's that. Man, this fresh air is so good to get fresh air in the house after it's closed up for so long. It just feels like energizing and refreshing. All right. It was so funny. We went to that. I told you guys we went to a little cookout crab feast at some friend's house yesterday, and they had several couples there. I'd never met them before. Dave knew most of them, I think, and from years ago when they used to do sports and bowl and stuff together. Anyway, one of the ladies was sitting next to me. Claire, if you're here, hello. And her husband does a lot of grilling and smoking on the grill on a smoker, and he brought some smoked ribs that were fabulous. And anyway, he was talking about getting this other smoker, and she said, "Well, I think you should just go get it. I don't care how much it costs." And anyway, the comment said something about, yeah, her buying art supplies. I was like, wait, art supplies? Huh? So, come to find out, I said, what kind of art do you do? She said, oh no, she said something about, got to rearrange her scrapbooking supplies. I said, oh, you do scrapbooking? She said, well, I used to, but now I'm into more mixed media. I said, oh yeah, I do mixed media stuff. And she said, where do you buy your supplies? I said, well, if I buy them locally, I try to get them at Queen's Ink. And I buy all the different lot. And she said, oh, I know Queen's Ink. And so anyway, start talking back and forth. And she said, you know, what all do you do? And I told her about different stuff. And it came up that I do the stencils and stamps. And I said, you know, I do live streams and push them up to YouTube. And she said, what's your YouTube name? And I said, Patti Tolley Parrish. And she looked at her husband. She said, oh my God, she's famous. I busted out laughing. I thought, oh my God, I'm famous? But anyway, she said, I know you. I watch your videos all the time. So I thought that was funny. So this one I'm going to kind of let go a little more natural. A little more natural. I'm not going to bend her up as much. All right, I'm going to put these in the oven. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Okay, let's see. What else am I doing here? Oh, here's my swelligant. I was going to say, wonder where I put my swelligant. And oh, look at there. It's right in front of my nose. I actually found something I was looking for. Where's that damn hole punch? That's the one that's got me ticked off. Oh, look at these tools that I got recently. I saw Polymer Clay Tutor. What's her name? Cindy. Patti, have to start traveling with you. Patti. Oh yeah, yeah, Travis, you want to be my bodyguard? Oh God, that was funny. A little dirty. I'm a dirty girl. Clay sticking to my fingers. All right, let me back out a little bit now. But anyway, she was talking about these tools when she was doing some cane. Not cane. The Makumigane, that stuff. And she had all these little tools she was piercing it with. And I thought, I looked them up on Etsy and I thought, I'm going to get some of those. And they took a while to get here because I think they come from Bulgaria. But look at this cute little box they come in. And it's magnetized. It's got a little magnet that sucks it closed. Right there. That hits this little post. And it's all these little teeny tiny cutters. There's an oval set. They all have a little handle. And they get down really small. And there's even a tinier, where's the tiniest one here? Look how tiny that is. Can you even see it? And here's the biggest one, and all different sizes in between, and they're all ovals. And then they got a round set in here too. Same kind of variety, right? There's that. And they are from an Etsy shop called, Funky Little Tools. Little Funky Tools, sorry. Little Funky, oh, see the website up here further? Little Funky Flames is the Etsy shop. Little Funky Flames. And these are little funky tools. Right? So that's one set. And here's the other one. These are Oh, these are the teardrop set. Right? They're all different sized teardrops. And she put a little pokey tool in here, like a cutoff skewer, which is, oops, nice to have it in this little, in the little box that fits in there. But how stinking cute are they? And they weren't expensive. They were not expensive. And I don't remember how much they were. I want to say like $12 or $13 for a set, for a box. I was really surprised at the price was very reasonable and the shipping was reasonable. But it does take a little while to get here. It probably, I shouldn't say because I don't really remember how long it took. I should not say and give you misinformation because there's a lot of that going around here lately and most of it comes from me. All right, I'm going to get these out of the way. And this, I still got a little hunk of this. Oh, you know what I got? Where is that? I got this other eBay. No, Etsy. CB, they're on Etsy. Little funky little flames or little funky flames? Hang on, let me look again. Little funky flames on Etsy. Little funky flames. Where are you, hole puncher? Damn it. I was coming over here to get something, and I'm over here, and now I don't remember what it was. I'm telling you, my brain power is just because it's lack of sleep and stress and all that kind of good stuff. What the hell did I walk over there for? Oh, mercy. Oh, I know. But where the hell did I put it? I got this new little plastic wrap stuff. Where did I put that? That Gail Thompson recommended that she uses. No, seriously. Where the hell did I put it? It's a different kind of a wrap. It's not like the deli paper we use for jelly printing. I'm away from the computer, so I can't see the chat right at the moment. Well, it came in and I had my hands on it. I think there is a ghost or something going on down here. Where the hell? It's in a blue box. I can picture the box. Anyway, it's this thin, waxy plastic sheets that Gail Thompson recommends, and she wraps her clay, or her, when she's partially used clay, like I have that hunk of black sitting there. She uses it to wrap those. Oops, hang on. I really need to do something about my setup down here. Getting out of control, people. Those of you who were here this summer know that I'm not lying. Well, that's probably with my damn hole punch. Where in the hell would I have put that? Oh, hang on. I know. I think I outsmarted myself. I think it's in my new little... Here it is. Look. It's right here with my polymer clay stuff that I put in my new cart that I'm not used to having so organized. Ugh, sweet mama. So here's this stuff. Plastic deli sheets. I got this at polymerclayexpress.com. Interplast group bagging systems. So I'm assuming this is the same one she uses. Yeah, see there are these little sheets like this. Not that you'd want to put paint on them. They're more resistant to that. And then she just uses these to wrap up her already open clay. But funny that I found those in my polymer clay supplies. So the cabinet is working. I'm just not smart enough to remember it. Oh, mother of pearl. Okay, let me get this stuff out of my way before I have a catastrophe on my hands. Oops. Work with me, work with me. There we go. Okay. I also got some new little, this is really scary. I'm telling you, my brain is, she's a-leaving me bit by bit. I got 3 little jars of this stuff recently. This iced enamels relic powder. This is the antique white. I got a purple one and a turquoise one. Don't say a word about it. And they are somewhere. I wonder where that could be. Are they still on my desk? No. Huh. Oh, that tapping's going to really not go over big either, is it? That's a good tap. Oh, I'm so bitchy. Yeah, that is a mystery. That is a mystery to me. So anyway, we got missing objects again. So here's the Swellegant stuff. Here's the stuff that I bought when I was doing that class, painting the paper, the red rosin paper. And this was the blue patina solution that went with it to change this to that turquoisey kind of thing. And this is the rust activator to make that iron rust. And then this is my little set of them that I've almost used it up from 10 Second Studio, which is a little sample pack. This is a fun way to get started playing with this stuff because you get all 4 different paints in one patina solution and it acts different on each paint. I don't remember how much it was. I got this a few years ago. This was the first thing I did to those brown Danskos. The first paint that I did, I used copper paint. I put this on it. It turned that turquoise color on my brown Danskos, and then I didn't really like it. They looked kind of clownish. They were just dots and marks on them. So I painted over them. Remember that ordeal last year? I painted over them and loved them and thought, how stinking funky cool are these? And then I wore them one day, and as I walked on them, the paint cracked and peeled off my shoes. That's texture, but not the kind I'm looking for in this application. But I painted these bad boys. I thought they were kind of cool, but not so much here. But when you peel this off, you can see underneath, see those turquoise dots underneath of there? That was the 10 Second Studio stuff I did on here. And that seemed to work okay, but look how this is just peeling off. So since this was just golden fluids with gessoed them, see the gesso's even coming off that leather. Maybe the leather has some kind of oil in it and it's just not going to work. I don't know. But you can see what's happening there. But I found these paints made for leather. Angelus. Leather paint. So I'm going to redo these. Maybe that's what I'll do on my next stream. I'm going to leave these sitting out in my face so I see them. And I'm going to sand all this off of there. And I'm going to try to repaint these. Fall's coming. I can actually wear closed-in shoes now. But that's just really all coming off of there. And it comes with a primer. So, yeah. I think I'll maybe do that the next time I have the ability to stream. We'll start playing with those and see what happens. But anyway, that was that turquoise under there was this 10-second studio bit that I did. I know, attention span of a gnat. Yeah, the famous painted shoes. Oh, they were great while they lasted about half a day. But here's the Swellegant. And I have, they sell these individually or they sell them in kits where you get a paint, a patina, and I don't remember which patina came with what. Coating bronze, hang on. A paint, metal paint, a patina activator, a dye, and a sealant. You get 4 of these, and I forget the color combinations, but they're called Swelligant. And I bought it on their website. And they were $22 for the 4. And I also got, they recommended their prep, and I don't know if it's any different from gesso, but I got a couple of these just so I had it. Non-porous, low-porous surfaces, resin glass polymer, prior to coating them with the Swelligant metal paints. Recommended prepare aluminum. Prep is not needed on other raw metal surfaces. Water-based, no VOC, low odor. So that's what I got, and it's a new thing we can watch paint dry. Watch Patti peel. Yeah, watch me peel paint. Woohoo! What'd you do Sunday? Man, I watched Patti peel some paint. So that's what I have in those. And when those come out of the oven, what time is it? 1:08. This may or may not work. I can probably get a coat on. I need to paint with the prep first. This one's open. I need to prep them and let them dry. And then you put the paint on, let one coat dry, put a second coat on, and when it's wet, then you go back and you add the layer of patina. And that's what reacts with the metal paint and makes it rust or, age before your eyes. And apparently with these, when it gets to where you like what you see, you then rinse them in water and stop that process. Or this happens and they all just keep going and keep going and keep going. And I mean, it doesn't look bad. However, like I said before, I put some pigments on top of there. And yeah, it just ate the pigments. But now I've put them in water. I'm going to add some more on that and see what happens. Get a couple of these. I just saw a purple one in there. Do I have purple? Amethyst. I do. Let's see. Get my little finger condom out to save my manicure. Don't make any comments about what a pro I am at that. Don't do it. Let's see. Let's try this purple one. Hey, Jean. Let's see what happens here. All right, a little bit of purple. Let's see if I can just hit some of those scales with that. Oop, that's a little thick, I believe. And it's not very vivid purple. as one would hope a mermaid tail would be. I'm going to go over and check that oven and see if those larger pieces need a little more cooking. I'll be back yet again. Alright, I'm going to put those in for another 6 or 7 minutes. They're still kind of bendy. Gina, it must be the season because I have had a couple sneezing fits lately and actually used my allergy nasal spray this morning. I was congested yesterday and a sneezing fit or two this morning, and I thought, I'm going to put this on because I would be sneezing my way through the stream. Sneezing and snot. Not a way to go. Hey, if they poo-poo me for tapping my fingers and chewing gum that I'm not chewing, I don't want to be sneezing and snotting. Let's see. I don't think this one will show up on here, but let's, for gigs, let's try it mixing those two. This one's called Aquamarine. Yeah, these are Treasure Gold. This one's called Aquamarine. You can get these at Paper Artsy. If you're in the UK or in Europe, Paper Artsy has them. They also sell them at Simon Says Stamp here in the good old US of A. They're a strong smell to them, but they work really nice. I use these a lot of my stuff. Seeing a little bit of the highlights coming up on there. I'm going to put some of the white gold on there too. This is my favorite, the White Fire. Yep. Hello, where are you? It's my fave. White Fire. It's kind of a champagne color. These are so awkward. Trying to save my nails and see, it's catching those high points. It's bringing it down a little bit. I'm going to do this and see if it does kind of look like rusted metal. I'll put a little bit through here too. See if this still keeps eating the stuff off of there, or if the water actually did, even at this late date, make that action stop. Now we'll see. We shall see. Hey, Kia. Denise, I was going to ask that, but I didn't want to say that out loud because I wasn't sure what she was talking about. I saw that and I thought, what the heck is that? Let's try putting it on some of these too. Let's go with this one's got a little bit of purple dye showing through where I tried to dye it with the purple to mix it. And that did come out a little bit better once it went in water. You could see more of the blue-green instead of that gray-green color. It actually knocked it back a little bit. And I didn't really scrub. I don't know if I scrubbed it in there, what it would do. Let me take this little brush, put it in water, see if anything comes off of there. But Chris, I'm trying to remember the girl's name that makes the Swelligants. Christy. What's her name? I don't know. But I think she's going to be on the Polymer Clay year-long classes next year. I think she's one of the artists. So I'm just dipping this in my water bucket and taking a little paintbrush and kind of scrubbing it a little bit, like cleaning it. And let's see what the difference is, if there is one. I think it is a difference. It's better not to ask sometimes, CB. Yeah, you can see. There it is after I... Come on, there we go. Oh, I almost said, there we go. There's a clean focus. It's really, when it get it to focus, it's really sharp close up, but man, finding that sweet spot's a pain in the butt. There we go. But it does kind of look like old rusted metal, even in my failed attempt to use the products properly. So I'm going to try this dude again. Get a little Neptune, see if I can knock him back a little bit. Come on, Neppy. Although it's not bad like it is. I mean, it does look like old metal. Man, those minutes went fast on it. I've been over there dinging already. Well, actually, you can see a little faint purple that was in his beard and in the top of his head, where I tried to put it in there for depth. That does actually look better now that I wiped him off, doesn't he? You're much more handsome, Neptune. Stay tuned, Neptune. I gotta go to the oven. Oh, I don't have my hot plate thing down here. Ooh, baby. Hot stuff. All right. I gotta find something to pick these bad boys up with. All right, here's some of them out of the oven. I left the bigger ones in there. You know what? I just had an idea popped into my head that I must follow through on now because I'll forget in 2 seconds. But there's a possibility, it came to me, where the steak and hole punch might be. Oh, hang on. Will that work? Oh, this might work. Maybe I do have a crocodile. We are memory keepers. This was a rivet setter, eyelet setter. Hang on. Getting in the vicinity of where something like this might be. And still no hole punch. However, I think I might be able to use this thing. Can you tell that's still bugging me where the hell that thing is? I have one. Is this like a crocodile? Crocodile? I know enough to be dangerous about this stuff, but I think this. Let's see, will this work? How do I see where that is? Oh yeah, that'll work. I can make that work. It's not as big a hole as my other hole punch, but that'll work when I come down to do it. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so for time's sake, these are still kind of warm. I gotta let these cool off before I put the prep on there, I think. All right. I'm gonna bring some of the dye out. Dyes in the littler bottles. Caribbean blue. You're going to be shocked at these colors. Violet. Aqua green. Kelly green. That came with one of the kits. I wouldn't have normally bought that. I'm not a big fan of Kelly green. Should have another one in the bunch, because I think I got 4 kits. Yeah, there are 2 different sizes. See, I said I didn't have one. I forgot I had it back in the day when I was making my own. What was I using to color those tags? I was making tags. It wasn't watercolor. Was it some kind of distress something? And then I was putting salt on it, let the salt interact with it. And then I was putting colored eyelets in the hole of the tag. They were actually really cute. I got on a tear about doing that some time ago. And that's when I had that. And that's been years ago that I was messing with those. What did I use to color those tags with, though? Isn't that interesting? I'm telling you. She's a fading. Oh, white's the other dye that I have. That's why I'm not finding it. White, milky white dye. Oops. So let's try. Those are still a little warm. Well, I had purple on this one. Let's go back with a little purple on this dude. See if I can bring him back a little bit more. I'm just going to take the lids off and dip. I'll just use the same little brush here. Purple was kind of strong, I remember. And it almost is too much. And then I remember I sprayed it with, I think, just water to get a little bit of it to run. See, it's like too much purple. Well, I'll just let it run through wherever it wants to run. How about that? It gives a little more depth to his face. So I'll put a little tiny dot down here in his beard. Let's work that a little bit. Let that run around a bit. All right, so we'll let him sit. And we'll see what happens to him. Who knows at this point? And this one, I had some purple on this one too, but it was like too much. But I wanted to get it in these crevices of this swirl and in these holes and maybe around this swirly gig. And let's see what happens. Oop. some of that purple off of there. I want some of the turquoise to show through, but there's a little bit more how that one looks. Yeah, I think it's Neptune. I don't know who the green man's supposed to be. So I have this one that I was putting the pigments on, right? But let's, just for gigs, let's see what happens to her when I do this. Again with the purple. All right, I'm just experimenting now. I need to go back and watch these videos. They were really well done videos that Christy did demoing this stuff. And of course, I watched the videos before I got the stuff, and then I went to do it and tried to wing it and mess the first ones up. Then I tried to watch the videos again and do it again, and you know. So we'll see what happens there. Let's try to put a little. What's this? Aqua green. Let's try to put a little bit of this. But it's cool how you can add more color back with these dyes. That you get all these different options with these Swelligants than you do with the other brands of stuff. Just want to get a little more green under her tail. So that's where we are now. Oops, a little shaky. Little shaky. So that's where she was. Remember, she was real light, that patina color all over her body. So now, let's put these on it before I have a disaster. And let's get a coat of prep on these. What time? 128. I may be able to get a coat of prep and then a coat of the metal paint on these, but I won't be able to do the rest before I have to abandon you. I got to get going on the laundry and the packing and the other stuff. Babe's next meds are 3 o'clock. Gotta remember that one. Poor little thing, she's on 6 meds right now. Oh, that's not the prep. This is the prep. Man, that's a big lag. Right now, I'm just seeing you show the purple and Caribbean blue tail of the mermaid up close. So however long that was ago, that's how long that lag is. Hey, Mayo. I can see you. Hello, welcome. That's a new name, I think. So now I did these on black clay, right? And now I'm going to paint them with this prep that they recommend. And it's like putting on gesso. And I'm not going to worry about getting it in these holes. I want to keep them kind of open, so the black ends up showing through, and I haven't been able to achieve that just yet playing with this. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I've not figured that out yet. It's a matter of just using the brush a little sideways there. So this is the prep. Step 1 on the polymer clay. I will go back and watch those videos again. She's funny too when she's doing the videos, and very educational. She did a good job on those. All right. Little mermaid prep. And you can use the heat gun on some of these steps to speed up the process, which is nice that you don't just have to let it sit there for hours to dry. I wish I would have had these done for that my last tile box that I did with the purple and turquoise. I know that's a shocker, but the faces on it, I would have liked to put those mermaid, because I did put a metallic mermaid on one end of it. But these I can work into my tile work, which is on top of the tiles, obviously. I'm not going to try to mosaic a mermaid shape into the whole thing. Have me on suicide watch trying to do that. Good Lord. It's hard enough doing it with rectangles. But I could do a stacked tile, put it on a plain tile and just stack it on there. And incorporate some of these things that way. I thought that would look kind of cool. And that was my plan for these when I first got this stuff, thinking, oh, I'll put those in my tile somehow. I had a Facebook, you guys probably saw it if you follow me on Facebook. I had a memory pop up yesterday, I think it was, of the wine themed tile box. I did it on a commission for my buddy Jim out in Napa. He's on here sometimes as Wine Country Jim. And I shared it and tagged him, and he said he still has it prominently displayed in his living room so that everybody that comes in his house sees it, and it's always a conversation starter, he said. And so then I got an email from him later asking me about possibly, am I going to put any more on my Etsy shop anytime soon, and or would I do another commission piece for him? So he keeps up with me on Facebook. He knows what's going on with Babe and my schedule and all. So I told him I'd be happy to do it, but I can't promise him when I'd have it finished at this rate in the game. He's the nicest person. All right, there's coat number 1. I'm going to hit that with a heat gun a little bit. Yeah, I could embed them in another piece of clay and then just rebake it. But I don't know about, maybe I'd have to do that and then bake it and patina the whole thing. Yeah, I really like that one. I was thinking about keeping that one for myself. But I honestly don't have a place to sit it. We don't have coffee tables in the house. It's too small, plus with the dogs, it takes up any floor space in our living areas. I guess I could put it on my dresser. Rearrange my pictures on that. For those of you that were here, you know what I'm talking about. That picture in that one sitting area with the table with all the pictures on it, the big black table with the basket insert. I could maybe make room to put it on there. Or I could just sell it and not worry about it. Yeah, embedding the charms, that's really pretty when you do that. Embedding stuff in the clay. I've done beads before, and some charms actually, now that I think about it. I'm going to go sideways over these holes and try to keep the holes black. Have that black peeking through. Dave must have something in mind for dinner, because I asked him when he was running his errands, I said, you want to go grab a pot roast and some pepperoncinos. I saw a recipe video on Facebook the other day of a roast where they had just a few ingredients and they put those pepperoncino peppers in it and just put it in a crock pot for a few hours. He said, no, you're getting ready to go away. We're going to do something special for dinner. So I don't know what that is, but he must have a plan. Bless his heart. Get on there. All right. And my little Neptune dude. She was second coat. He's got a lot of nooks and crannies. Neptune were an English muffin. This is what he looked like. Oops, not hitting the juice when I'm dipping in there. I'm a little disappointed those inks I showed you earlier aren't more permanent. I have to figure out how to make them work. But I mean, I can just put them on as a last layer of whatever and not put anything wet over them again. Oh, you have done that recipe, Dorothy? We got a it's called a Ninja 4-in-1. It looks like a crock pot, but it does more things. My friend Gail got a 3-in-1 and she was telling me how she loves it. And I went to look at a 3-in-1 and then I saw a 4-in-1. So I thought, well, if 3 is good, 4 must be better. So it's actually the newer version that we got, the 4-in-1. And I got it on QVC because they always have a deal where you get extra little pieces. So it had a little carrying case, a recipe book, a wire rack, and another little shelf thing to put in there to make some stuff separate. And for about the same price as you get it anywhere else. But what's cool about it is that it's got a stovetop setting, so you can take your roast or chicken, whatever. If you want to brown it, you put it on the stovetop setting, and inside the crock pot, it heats the bottom of the crock pot like you'd have it on a frying pan. And you can just sear and brown your meats, flip it over, change the setting, and then throw your other crap in there and just go. Jean, to be honest, we have not yet used it because it's been... Actually, you know what? That's not true. Dave used it. What did he make in it? Dave did use it once. Oh, man, I should remember that. That's getting a little scary. I've forgot a lot of stuff today, haven't I? But my friend Gail uses it just about every weekend, and they love it. So like I said, she's got the 3-in-1, but she said they use it, and they really like it. Said it's so handy having it sear your meats, not having to dirty another pan and go through a whole nother process to get your meats brown. So I'm getting into fall now and getting into more of a routine when I get over this hump of this next couple of months. But it'll be good for the weekends that I'm home to throw something together like that that's quick and can just cook all day and doesn't need a lot of fussing over. Yeah, Joan, they it seems to be a really handy little piece. People rave about them that have them. And I forget what else it does. It steam roasting. I guess that's just the regular crock pot setting, the stovetop setting. And there's another braising or something. I don't remember what the 4 things. It's like naming the 7 dwarfs. I can never remember all of them. Okay, so I'm going to make these. Now goes a coat of the metal. So I'm going to put brass and copper on the mermaids. I'm going to make the body one color and the tail the other. So I get a little bit different reaction when the patina sets up, right? So I'm going to make And this way I can use the Tiffany blue green, whatever, what's it called? I'm going to try some of this the sapphire patina too. Sapphire. Green gold verdigris, that's pretty. That's the darkening one. That only works on silver, and silver only darkens. Tiffany green rust. That's what it is. I don't know if I'll get to that point today or not because it's only got 20 minutes left. So we'll see. I put some of the copper paint on anyway. Whoops, a little bit too much. So let's do her body in copper. Do her little body in copper. I'll have to send some of these to the, well, she's got the mold though. I don't know if she has the Swellegant. I'll have to send her some if she doesn't. All right. And then let's see. I think I did him in brass before. I'm going to do him in copper. Yeah, that came in handy for you, Jean. I know that the wheelchair rental place. Has anybody heard from Rain? I haven't seen her again. I hope she's not sick again. I haven't been able to keep up with everybody without not streaming so often, and I know she said she was in the hospital a couple times this summer, so I'm hoping it's nothing serious and she's back again. Let's make this one brass just to switch it up some. All right. Here is Sassy Brass. Now I'm going to try again to avoid the little divots and keep those with some black showing through there if I can. I might get to the point where I can put patina on these. I just have to dry this. You won't see the results of it though on stream of what happens when it starts to work. I'll have to do a whole stream of that at some point, so you can see how the process happens. These happen a little bit faster than my other brand stuff does. Uh-oh, that's not good. See, I'll do a tail in, so it'll come up a different color. All right. Now, Let me hit that with the heat gun a little bit, and I'll get a wet one on there and can start spraying the patina. Well, not spraying them, but this too. The dyes I won't need until they're patinaed and dry. Get them out of my way. Heat gun. Oh, well, that's good to hear, Tam. I hope she's all right. All right, now here's the tricky part. Well, tricky to me only because I'm such a doof lately, but you have to put the patina on while the second coat of the metal coating is still wet. So I don't want to paint all of these. I have to paint a patina as I go. So let me get my little cups out. Little sponge. Where are my sponges? I'll just use this, I think. Remember who's who. They all kind of look the same in the bottle. I'm just going to try this sponge and just cut it up and do a couple little pieces here to dab that on. So let's do this dude first. He looks like he's going to be easier. So a second coat of paint. And that comes out more solid when you get that second coat in there. It's a little, see the difference? There you go. He's very handsome when he comes in focus. Looks a little demonic when he's out of focus. Okay, let me set him up on the deli. And what do I want to make him? Green rust. Whoop. Great. This didn't go in my eyeball. Put a little of that. Might as well get these all out now. I'm going to do that on a mermaid tail. That's the sapphire. And this one's the green gold verdigris. Okay, so let's do him the Tiffany green. Just suck a little bit of stuff with a sponge and just kind of drizzle it and drip it over him, and it goes wherever it goes. Let me bring you in a little bit closer. Oh crap, am I going to lose it? Oh no, that shows. Okay. All right, that's as close as it's going to zoom, but I dripped it on him and it just kind of ran over him. I don't know where I got him, Joan. So that'll save you the money because I can't tell you where I got him. He was one of these. I'll have to look and see if it came off an Etsy shop. There's no marking on this. They're nice molds though. So this was which? This was the green. Okay, I'm going to let him sit, and you'll see him start to get a little milky, and it goes through different stages where it's kind of milky, then algae, then this and that, and then when it gets to the point where it's starting to actually work and color change, then you dip it in water. So let's do one mermaid. Oh no, I gotta see. I almost screwed up. I gotta do the paint first. Hello, work with me. I'm a danger to myself recently, I'm telling you. I'm firing on all cylinders. So I'm going to do both of these bodies. Copper. All right, and then I'm going to do the brass tails. And this stays wet long enough that I can do both of them and make sure ensure that it's still dry. All right, so let's move those up here into this department. And I'm going to take the blue and just drip a little. Of course, my hand's in the way. I don't know how this blue is going to work on the copper. Maybe I'll switch it up and only do one in the blue. Oops, a lot of blue underneath of there. Great, smurfed myself. Let's do gold green on this little girl. Just drip that on there. And now I'm going to do the gold green on her tail, and this one's tail over here. And then this one I'll do, oops, that one's gone. A little bit of this green rust on this one's tail. And we'll see what happens with that. And you can start to see some things happening with him. Focus. Please. But you can see the color, even though it's blurry. You can see the color. It's starting to change already. Daggone it. That focus is a pain in my tuchus. What time we got here? 6 minutes. Woohoo! All right, well, I'll get these done and let them cook here, and I'll post pictures later of how they turn out. So here's a second coat of brass going down on this little piece. It's very tribal looking. That's what drew me to this piece. You know how I like my tribal stuff. Oh, great. Drop that upside down. Okay, now, what color do I want to put on you? Green gold verdigris or the Tiffany? Let's try this. Whoop. All right, I'm going to squeeze some of this. And since I have some of this in here, I'm going to use it to mix them up. We'll see what happens with him. And I got a little bit of this. Let's just really hose it up here, shall we? Oops, that might have been a little bit much, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm just going to let that go, that bright like that. And we'll see what happens to it. All right, so let me try to pick these up again. This one's even turned a little bit more green. That's really pretty. There, come on, man, hang with me. There you go. No, there you're in and out. I might put him in water soon and get him to stop. Here's one of the mermaids. I'm not sure I'm loving the patina on the tail's looking kind of cool. It's just starting to come up. Here's this one. I put a different mermaid, different patina on her body. I think the same one on her tail. You can see that's starting to do something. The magic. This one? I don't know about you, buddy. But I'm just going to let you be and see what happens. Sort of. You know, as I say that, I'm not letting it be, am I? Let's just do that. See if I can get it all over there. Make a real big old mess out of you. Let's see what happens. Hey, Terry. You just caught me at the tail end. I'm getting ready to wrap up and let these bad boys sit here and patina some. Actually, I'm going to pull them back over here and let some of that wet absorb on the paper towel. And have them not sitting in their puddles. Oops, stop recording. We're about to reach the limit of 180 minutes. Stop recording, continue recording. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye before they cut me off. And yeah, so thanks for hanging with me, guys. I know it's been a little bit all over the place. I'm not my usual brilliant self. No, I can't even say it with a straight face. But a lot going on at the Parrish. So we're doing the best we can. I'll keep you guys up to date on my little girl. See how baby's doing. It's just like a tribal arch kind of thing, Joan. It's not, yeah, it's not anything specific. I forget what it was called. Tribal, what did they call it? I don't remember. This one is looking pretty good. Now, which one, do you guys remember which one I put on this? I have to go back and look. He's looking pretty good. I'm going to have to give him a bath here soon and stop the process. I might let him go a few more minutes. I see that more of that green coming up. I don't know which one I used on these, though. I got to go back and watch it myself. Thanks, Jean. Oh, Gail, sorry for spending your money. Yeah, not really. Yeah, it's just like a thing, like a relic, I think they called it. Tribal relic. Is that right? Am I remembering that correctly? What's her, put her stream name up, Dorothy, if you have it. It said Bunny Streaming. You guys can pop over and watch Bunny. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for hanging, and I'll catch you on the